I wanted to tell you about my pet skunk I used to have, and his name was Little Rosa. One day while I was out walking, I pretty nearly stepped on this little skunk, and my grandpa always said that if you got their back feet off the ground, they couldn't spray you. So I picked him up by the tail and took him home and made a pet out of him. And I named him Little Rosa. And I taught him to spray on command. I'd say, "Let us spray, Little Rosa," and he would let it go. So I used to take him fishing with me. I'd back him down the bank of the brook, aim him out over the water, and I'd say, "Let us spray." And when he did, when he sprayed, the fish would float belly up, and I'd pick up enough for lunch. It saved me quite a bit of money for groceries. So one Sunday morning, I was out working in my garden in the front of the house, and a preacher from up the street came down by, and he saw me working on Sunday, and he stopped me and says, "You know, Cariboubill," that's what they called me in those days, Cariboubill, "do you want to go to hell?" And I said, "No, preacher, you run along by yourself now." So he says, "Cariboubill, I'm worried about your soul. I think I should pray for you." And I said, "Well, Pastor, if it'll make you feel better, go ahead." So he got down on his knees right there in the garden, clasped his hands together, and just about that time, I saw Little Rosa come sidling into the garden. And when the preacher says, "Let us spray, let us pray," Little Rosa did. He let one off. And that preacher used a few expressions that I don't think he found in the good book. And he took off out of that yard like the old Nick himself was riding his tail. And I figured that'd probably be the last I'd hear from him, but I was wrong, because a week later I got a thank you card from his congregation, and it said that he didn't smell so good, but he preached a lot better. It seemed that Little Rosa had scared the hell out of him.